Go ahead, you gotta ask your question.
Coming to you live in Pearland, Texas. Jeffries, you know the Pearland High School still carries the name Oilers, and in a coincidence, you live in the only town in Texas that still has the name Oilers.
Well, you see why I'm here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know why you're here. But anyway, Mr. Haywood, again, I'm going to express my gratitude for allowing me to come see you, to get your name in history. There's a lot of followers on the internet and Twitter and Facebook that all they do is post Oiler history. That's all they do. There's a walking encyclopedia guy named @Buds Oilers, love you blue. He had a couple of questions that he wanted me to ask you. What did it take? What did Webster Slaller have to pay to get 84, the number, in 94? How did he accomplish that?
That's between me and Webster. You know, you're not supposed to tell you he paid a big penny for it. But no, that's between me and Webster. And I thought since he came over from Cleveland,
He paid 2 cents.
that's Ernest talking. But you know, since Drew Hill left and Curtis Duncan left, and it didn't feel right for me no more anyway. So and Webster, you know, he was the new guy coming. So I decided to go ahead and give him. If Drew would have stayed, I don't think I would have traded the number. But since Drew and Curtis left, it made it much easier for me
to let it go. But you know, a lot of players don't know how to do that. To let it, they got their ego and things. Like, my number, that's my number. But like, you know, hey, somebody has to wear it.
Well, I was never a kind of guy that was excited about playing football anyway. I'm sure you can ask Ernest and Drew. I probably the worst practice player was probably in all of history. I hated the practice, and you know, I did bump heads with Warren a lot to try to tell me to get the best out of my potential, and that was to do better, was to do it on the practice field. It took me a few years to get that in my brain, and I finally got a hold to it. So
yeah, but you kept it fun and you kept it light, and every organization needs a guy like that to not take things so seriously, because football, although it's a serious thing, hey, you got to be light on it too, you know. So that showed in the field, because man, you had some hell of a plays. I know. I got my video song. I got highlights of you making those touchdowns.
And of course, I know I had much better plays than Ernest Given. He's always thought he was the best. He was the third best, maybe the fourth best. But no, just on a serious note, so many great receivers on that team. One thing that I did love about the competition is that we all enjoyed one another, but like everybody wanted the football. So it was just a lot of fun.
There's a lot of talent on that team, a lot of talent. So speaking of receivers and fellow teammates, not to get too personal, but the follow-up question was, how much of an influence was Drew Hill on you?
Yes, that was tough. I think if you can reflect back from Warren and Ernest, you know, as two guys that hung up, just enjoying the party life, you know, the all-season life, the family life. Drew Hill was my partner. We did a lot of fun things together. We were really close. Not to say that none of the rest of us are close. Me and Ernest, we have a great.
Well, I can tell y'all are brothers.
Yeah, we brothers to the end. We blood brothers. Drew was the party guy, and also I was a party guy. And it was a ball when we went out. I remember a lot of times Ernest had to come and pick us up because we weren't able to drive. He was our Uber back in the day. Well,
y'all are smart, because a lot of players, I don't even have the common sense to do that. So
exactly.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Because my brother and I, we partied up in Houston too, and not like you guys, but I actually own a bar in North Texas. So believe me, I know.
You own a bar?
I own a bar in North Texas.
Send me the address, and I'm coming to. I'm gonna put $1,000 on the bill. Just kidding. But I'd love to come to your bar.
Haywood, thank you so much. I don't want to take too much of your time, but let's get your name on history. I'm going to come to the other side over there.
Okay.
One more thing. You're here in Houston. You're in Pearland, Texas. This is my question. Of all the places you can be, why are you still here? I mean, your history, the team, There's no Oilers anymore. Why are you still here?
Well, I consider myself still being an Oiler. Not to take nothing away from the Texans or the Titans or whatever. Houston Oilers will always be a part of me, my brand. I just can't see the Texans or the Titans being a part of the Oilers organization. But that's what happens, when the way the game is today. Stadiums is what it's all about. People, with the biggest money, the biggest pockets is what destroyed up, the Houston Oilers.
Yes,
name.
sir.
But, I appreciate you keeping that brand and that name going on, and that's one of the reasons why I'm still here. And I always still like to reminisce back to the Oiler days, and especially since my father's passed away. He was probably one of the biggest Oiler fans that ever was.
Oh, wow.
And it's a tribute to him too. That I always told him I'd never leave Texas if he passed away. So it made me even want to come back and stay here more. But I still travel back to North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
A big part of my time in my life. So.
Yeah. Beautiful country over there in North Carolina. The Blue Ridge Mountains. I love it.
There you go.
Yes, sir. Let's get you your name. Thank you, Haywood. Thank you.
He's still